Knowles.
Long time no see.
Yeah, exactly. I was up till 2 a.m. We went out for a cigar, and because our usual place was packed with people watching mixed martial arts who looked like mixed martial arts guys, I felt like, I don't know.
Not really our scene,
But I didn't get anything to eat, so I had to go home and eat. I was up till like 2 a.m.
Oh man, that's brutal.
I know, it was tough.
I had to go home and drink more.
Yeah, well, that too.
That's some of that. Yeah, it was a good time.
It was a good time. It was really great. Yeah, it was
and then you made me, so you got to go home and eat, and I had to go home and listen to rap music all weekend.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Well, here's why I wanted you to listen to rap music. First of all, I hate you. So it's just a way of destroying your life, just a random way of destroying your life. But also, Candace Owens, who we love,
Yeah.
This is one of the first shows she was ever on. Because I saw her on YouTube and I thought, wow. What a babe.
And as with most things in my life, when I saw that you had her on, I said, I've got to have her on. So I did that right away. And then she became the biggest thing in the world. The president talking about her at CPAC.
She was at CPAC and she delivered my speech. She delivered my culture speech, basically. And I thought, wow, it's hotter when she does it. I don't know why that is. But she said, asked a question. She said, is it really possible that all these black people admired Donald Trump, and suddenly he turned into a racist? Excellent question.
Right.
So I thought, let's go back and see how they felt about Donald Trump before CNN got to him.
This was a great question, and I read through, I think, every single hip-hop song that mentions Donald Trump.
Really?
Between 1989 and 2013, over 200 songs mentioned Donald Trump.
Is that right?
Over 200. And then there are many more that come after 2013.
Yeah.
Now, the way that the mainstream media spin this, the way that Nate Silver, 538, spins this, is they say, well, yes, a lot of songs mention Donald Trump, about 19% of them in a negative way, 60% in a positive way, and then a sort of mix. This is according to 538. That is not true. That is sort of true if you include all of the various mentions he's had since 2015.
Okay.
But if you look at 1989 all the way up to 2015, just before 2015.
So when he basically becomes a candidate.
When he becomes a candidate, if you look before his candidacy, there was one negative reference to Donald Trump. Is that right? Yes. All of the rest were positive.
That's really interesting.
It's the only one. And this began in 1989. It began with the Beastie Boys, of all people, in the song, I believe it's pronounced Johnny Royale. And the line is, Donald Trump and Donald Tramp living in the men's shelter, Wonder Bread bag shoes and singing Helter Skelter. And there is obviously this juxtaposition of Donald Trump, very successful, and Donald Tramp. Okay, this is about as clever as it gets. It's pretty much downhill from there. So in 1989, you got Donald D. saying, after that, me and Donald Trump hung out. Fat Boys. I know you're a big Fat Boys fan.
Oh, yeah, and I have my poster on the wall.
Yeah, I was a big Fat Boys poster. It says, boy, I got money like Donald Trump. 1990, you got...
It's aspirational, right?
It's aspirational. Yeah. In 1990, you have I assume this is a French artist called Nice, or it's Nice. And it says, I'm not rich like Donald Trump. Ice Cube, because he making more than Donald Trump. These are all little references, just he has a lot of money.
Right.
91, A Tribe Called Quest sings, beepers going off like Donald Trump gets checks. And Scarface, there's a word that I can't use so I'm going to just say ninja.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's like rap music, you can't even quote the lyrics.
I'm just not allowed. So Scarface says, ninjas rolling hard, stacking paper like Trump. Okay, so you get all these. Then you get a little misogyny in there. Dassy FX the next year says, I went to break a slut like Donald Trump break a million. Then you get a sort of political statement admiring Trump, says, UGK, F Black Caesar ninjas, call me Black Trump, as though Trump is greater than Caesar himself.
I got it.
Plus, there's the Caesar Casino that Trump. So the first negative reference, and the only negative reference before he was a candidate, comes from the coup, and it says, the coup or the coup? I don't know. It says, break yourself, Trump, it's collection day. And this is in a series of negative comments about rich people because it's just a class warfare song.
Right.
But then the coup comes back and says a nice thing about Trump in a year. It says, Trump, put more cash in my trunk. My name is Donald Trump. Me think you might have heard about me. So,
this is, just to stop you for a second. Yeah. Barack Obama the other day. You remember Barack Obama? I can't remember. He did something. Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to remember because his legacy is now just
it's completely gone. Yeah, Michelle's husband.
That's right.
Michelle's husband.
So he's talking to a bunch of black young men, right? He's inspiring them. And he says to them, if you actually have money, you don't have to wear the chains, and you don't have to wear the dollar bill chains and all this stuff. We should tell Nick seriously about this. Yes, that dollar bill. No, but he says, you don't need that. If you have money in the bank, you walk tall, right? So he's basically saying, Donald Trump, this is a good aspiration. And he got attacked in the New York Times for not appreciating the wonderful culture, wonderful black culture. I got to tell you something, just on a side note, and then I'll let you get back to this. I've been in Ubers a lot the last few days, and they play rap music a lot.
Right.
And my wife gets into an Uber, turn off the music. I was like, bang, So I thought, I never hear this stuff, so I'll listen to it. If you're a woman and you listen to that stuff, you might as well just slap yourself in the face. You might as well just sit around and, it is so vicious and so mean to women. And every song is like this. And the stuff they say is disgusting. It's not even like, I just want to grab that girl. It's like awful mistreatment.
There's nothing really seductive about it or even sexy. It's just violent.
And it's the kind of stuff that guys say when they haven't got it, when they haven't got the manhood thing going on.
Yeah.
You treat women like garbage, and that makes you a man. It's like,
that's right.
Yeah.
It also is the sort of thing people say when they don't have a grasp of the English language. There's that too, the violence against language. But you're absolutely right. And so actually most of the Trump references are not, there are a couple little digs at women, get the hose and all, but most of them are just aspirational. It's that Obama comment, and J.O. Felony says, I want to be like Donald Trump, not Willie Lump Lump. Don't know who Willie Lump Lump is, but he's got less money than Trump.
That's why.
That's why.
If you knew who he was, you'd want to be like him.
Now, some are talking about Trump properties, even aspiring to participate in Trump's businesses. Cool G Rap says in '98, can't stop until I get a casa up in Trump Plaza.
Oh, that's good. I like it.
It's pretty good. It was almost clever. And then, so they all follow this pattern. Fast forward to 2013. You hear Homeboy Sandman really gets to the heart of the problem, as you would expect that he might.
Yeah.
Homeboy Sandman says...
who I turn to.
He says, before a Trump, the billionaire punks was a pattern. And the idea is that Donald Trump broke that pattern. He was different. He was a cultural figure. He wasn't a quiet billionaire counting his money behind his desk, and which I think speaks to why Donald Trump was being in these songs.
Yeah.
He came out with that board game, Trump the Board Game.
Yeah.
Said it doesn't matter if you win or lose, but whether you win. And so even as late as 2013, 2014, all positive. Then 2015 happens. Chino Tovar raps, Donald Trump, king of slavery. Rick Ross, assassinate Trump like a Zimmerman. Ty Dolla $ign, I don't F with Donald Trump, he don't like us. Well, you seem to think differently for the past 20 or 30 years.
Yeah.
So what changed? 2016, Limbs says this. This is an amazing inversion of all of rap music. My main problem with Trump is how he uses money as distortion. Shows that one man's cash can be everyone's misfortune. Trump is the one distorting cash? What are you... the entire history of rap music.
So what happened?
What happened is... Word came from on high. Donald Trump was a Republican. They had to react in this totally mindless way, in this totally contradictory way, in this totally hypocritical way, the very year it happened. The only explanation is that Candace Owens is right. The only explanation is that there is just this unconscious political Pavlovian response. And let's not forget, it's also a broader media strategy. There is also that you just cannot, no matter if you love the guy, no matter if it's your own mother, who, if she decides to run for office as a Republican, you have to turn on.
What's really interesting is that as much as I dislike rap music, and as much as I dislike kind of the boorish handling of money and the desire, at least it's part of assimilation. It's part of saying, here's a successful American. That's what I want to be. And even wearing the chains and stuff, it's basically identifying with that. When you look at what have got to be the two most, let's leave out Black Panther, but two of the most creative, certainly, movies that involved a black hero, Get Out and this Spider-Man movie. Both of those are about assimilation. They're about becoming part of the society and how you bring yourself, or whether Get Out is a horror movie, so you can't bring yourself, you lose your soul if you assimilate. That's the problem that black people are facing today. That is the idea they're facing. And this is is part of it is the Obama legacy, bringing back the kind of, oh, America hates you, I'm going to get shot at a gas station thing. And part of it is this like backwards looking thing. We're going to have some kind of separatist life. You do not want that life. You do not want that life. This is a big, beautiful country. We want everybody to be here. We want you to have, we don't care what color you are, as long as you're an American, as long as you believe in American things. They're making a big mistake.
It's a huge mistake. And the choice, the fact that Republicans chose Donald Trump really highlights this. The fact that they chose this guy who was iconic. I hate to use that word, but he was iconic in hip hop music. And the Republicans embraced him. And then hip hop had to make a choice.
And beloved of black people at the time. You know, I mean, he was Jesse Jackson liked him. They were giving him awards. NAACP was giving him. What are you talking about on your show?
Today we're going to be talking about how Donald Trump is more principled than his critics on the right or the left.
Wow. Okay.
I think there's a lot of evidence from CPAC, from The Bulwark, Bill Kristol's new project, and
I'm glad you're talking about The Bulwark. I'm having David French on later on to explain himself, but I'm glad you're talking about The Bulwark. It's embarrassing.
Donald Trump is a principled man who surprises abound as the years unfold.
All right, I got to stop. Good to see you. Talk to you later.
Good to see you.